Okay, welcome to the second Digital Ed session, and this is about the IWNZ New Zealand database, giving you a user's guide of how to use it and how to use the IWNZ New Zealand website to find the information that you want. So I'm just going to log us into the website. So when you are looking for the IWNZ New Zealand website, anyone in the public can find it, and what they get is this view. Now, I want you to look at the menu bar at the top. So, oops, it's logged me in automatically.
Next to admin view, there's a little box with a
it's taken me off there. Public view. I want to log out.
Yeah, so just click that one. Yep.
Okay, let's try that again. Here I am. I'm on the IWNZ New Zealand website, just as if I was someone from the public coming to have a look at the website. So you'll see on the top menu here, this is where we can navigate our way around the website. There is no library. So this means that we have restricted what the general public can view on the website in comparison to what the members can view. So in order to log in, you click the little person button at the top, which takes you to log in. Now, I'm going to log in under a persona today, but I don't know, I can't remember what the password is, or I've never been into the website before. So I know that this is my personal email that has been sent to IWNZ New Zealand for them to contact me, but I've never been in there and I don't know how to. So I click forget password, and then I put in the email address of what I want the password to be sent to, and I click that I am not a robot, and I submit that. Now, that then sends an email directly to that email address, and it sends me a link. So I just click on the link, which takes me back to a new page on the website, and I enter a new password. And I've set my password. So it means that it tells me that my password has changed successfully, and I can now log in with my new password. So I go back up to the little person and I go to log in. And hey presto, I'm into the website. Now what I see has happened is an additional name has come on our top menu, which is library. And in the library, it tells me there's the directory and there are resources. I also, if I had looked on the events page when I was just Joe Public, I would have been able to see the Sunday sessions on there as an event. But because I'm now logged in as a member, I can see that the digital ed sessions are in there, and that's where I can then just click to register that I want to attend that event. So that's gone to, I've registered for that event, and I can then add it to my calendar, or I can just go back to the events page. So you are able to see some more events on the events page by logging in as your individual. While I'm here on the events page, you can also, if you scroll down, you'll find that this is where the videos will be put for each of the digital ed sessions, and any other past events we're putting in galleries and information in there. So in the library section in particular is where I wanted to give you a quick tour of. So the libraries we've divided into the directory and into resources. Now, under the directory, you can either just download directly the Inner Wheel New Zealand directory. That is the one, that's the booklet, which is about to go in the post to everyone. It's just come out from the printers, and that's where you can get the directory from. But there are also all the names of everybody on the database. We are working through how that is going to work. That hasn't been set up exactly how we want it set up yet. It is a work in progress. But I'll take you through a little bit more about that in a moment. Under the resources, this is where you can get a whole lot of information. But Ariel has written for us step-by-step guides to using your Google accounts with pictures and descriptions. That's literally just gone live in the last 24 hours. Under membership, you will find all the tools relating to the membership toolkits, downloading information, downloading the advert, and getting your member at large form. So anything to do with membership sits under the membership tools. Then we have the resource manuals and the Inner Wheel New Zealand resources. Literally about an hour or so ago, the little red book has just been sent to us yesterday from the printers. So this is where you can get the Inner Wheel New Zealand rule book from. You can now download that off the website. Oops, wrong one. And all the resource manuals for everyone are all on there. Under national strategy, this is where you can get the posters about from the development. We've got our top priorities, and we've got downloadable documents, which is the strategy document and the update. And watch out for more information that is constantly being added to these pages. Then we have got club tools. So under the clubs tools sections, this is where you'll find your service records. We've now put in an area for media tools. If you have something you want to take to the newspaper, we've written a general Inner Wheel New Zealand press release. So you can just, if you click on that, it is a document that is downloaded onto my computer. It's a Word document. So that gives a general outline as to what Inner Wheel is, and it's our message that we want the public to know who we are. There is a PowerPoint presentation here for you for training on how to write a press release. So that's just something that's really new, that's literally just been put on the website now. Your badge order forms, we're working on that. This is the old form, is still there for you to download. Your club history forms, your contacts lists, you can click to download the logos. So they're all here on the club tools. Then next on the list is to go to the nomination forms. So if you want to nominate someone for a national or a district position, you just find them on the nomination form section. And if you'd like to nominate someone for a Marguerite Golding Award, the nomination form and all the information is right there, easy at your fingertips for you to download. Then the final section we have developed at the moment is the Inner Wheel branding and promotions. These are the international guidelines where you can get the official logos from, some brochures and promotional material. This is going to be growing over the next couple of months. And so just keep coming back to those sections. So I think that I hope you can agree with me that now that we've got the library set up in the different areas, that's going to make it much easier for people to find the information that they want to find. And it's all sitting here on our website. We know that only our Inner Wheel members can go in to get that information. So it is secure for you to use. Now I just want to show you briefly a bit about you and your profile. So I've shown you the reasons why you want to come onto the website to get that information. Now I want to show you how you can manage your presence and yourself on the website. So I've logged in under Michelle Training. That's my new name. I can view my profile. So to do that, I just clicked on the little profile person. Now, it tells me my membership level is that I'm a member of NZ291. The monetary value there, don't worry, nothing is set up currently to pay through the website. We have all the facilities in place to be able to do that in the future, but it's just not activated yet. So the monetary value that is currently sitting on there is what you would pay if you were paying your district, national and international levies. So that's what your fee is, but not including your club fee. So you can see the information that the database holds on me currently. That's everything it holds for Michelle Training. But if I want to have a look and see what my directory profile looks like, this is what the public sees on my directory profile. What we're trying to do is we're trying to change that slightly so that they'll also see what club you belong to. But it's not as simple as just turning buttons on and off. We're having to get our fantastic Anthony in place to do some editing on that for us to build that. So that is all they see is your name, your district, and an email contact for you. If I go back, I want to edit my own profile to see what is it that I can add or I can delete. Now, there needs to be always an email address for the system to work. But you can go edit your profile and you can add a phone number. You can add your date of birth. You wouldn't be adding your date of death. That is an admin tool we've got in place for making sure that we don't contact people that don't or can't be contacted. The reason we're collecting some of this data is because when we are reporting to the UN or reporting to the New Zealand Charities Commission, they like to have an idea of what's our ethnic diversity. So we're trying to collect some information on our ethnicities. Partners' names are always useful for sending out invitations. And we're quite interested to find out what the occupations are of people, because we want to start trying to use some of our members that might be useful for event management or for publicity promotion or for various skills that they may have. So it's an interesting place to start collecting the skills of people. Our interests, we're interested in collecting information about your interests, because not in the next 12 months or 2 years or even 3 years down the track, it would be really nice if we could start building within Inner Wheel some interest groups, for example, online book clubs and things like that. So we're just trying to collect information about what your interests are. So you may be interested in receiving some information if we were to set up those kinds of groups. Your postal address. And then we want to collect all the information about what positions have you held in Inner Wheel in the past. You can share these if you wish, or you don't have to if you don't want to. This is all editable by you. So you just go and click which of these positions you have held. It's just a click of the button. If you want to share why you joined Inner Wheel, this is just, again, this is a bit of information that is useful or interesting for us to use for publicity, but you don't need to put anything in there if you choose not to. You'll see that you cannot edit whether or not you are an Honoured Active Awardee or a Margaret Golding Award holder. I don't know what's got the word club there. But if you are one of those and it does not appear on your profile, then an email needs to be sent to the secretary at iwnz.org.nz or to admin, and they can add that and update it for you. So once you've filled in what you want to, you click save. As easy as that. And then it just means that it's updated your profile on here. If you're interested to see what privacy settings there are, you're clicking on privacy, so you can see what anybody can see, what members only can see, and what no one can see. So at the moment, the only thing that anybody can see is your first name, your last name, your membership level, and whether or not you are an honoured active an honoured active awardee. Then you can see members can see a bit more about you. So they can see your partners' names, they can see other information about you. We are updating this and looking into this a little bit more in the next couple of weeks. You have an option under email subscriptions. You can opt in or out, I should say, of receiving automatic announcements and mass emails. So if you are a member that does not want to receive those, you just go in here and you just click. You can click, I believe, or you send a message to subscribe. You click unsubscribe on the email that you get, and that will unsubscribe you from those. You can't just click right there. You can click under edit profile. Here we go. Under edit profile, you go to edit profile. That's where you click in or out of the subscriptions. Thank you, Ariel. You're wonderful. So there you can choose which ones you would like to stay subscribed to. There is a space here for members' profile. You can create a photo album and put in photos of your inner wheel activities if you want to. You can then also see what events you have RSVP to that you're subscribed to in there. Eventually, when we do our payments through the website, these will come up in here, and donations is built in. We are not taking donations, so that's not something that nothing will ever appear in there, but this is part of the preset system. So all of those are all about how you can edit your profile. If you click back up on your little picture at the top, you can see where you can also go to change your password, or you can go to log out. If you don't log out, it just means usually if you just exit off the website, that's fine. You'll have to log back in when you come back in next time anyway, usually. So I'm going to go off screen share now. And I see I've got lots of sunshine in my eyes, but I'm going to ask people, are there any questions? Can I help anyone with anything from there? You can unmute yourself if you've got any questions to ask.
Michelle, I just sent out my chairman's monthly thing, yes. and I reminded people to go in and sign up, but because I'd done it a while ago, I couldn't quite remember the process. And I just said to just go and click on it and put in your email address and a password. But the fact that you don't automatically go to a set password screen when you first go in there means it's going to be a little bit confusing for everybody, because they're going to say, well, I don't know what the password is.
So when Ariel sent out the first admin email from the system, it explained to everybody the process that they went and they clicked on forgot password. So that is probably So everybody received that email.
I'm
but
just
they've probably
wondering
lost
whether
it or deleted it by now.
yeah. I'm just wondering whether that word forgot password could be changed to forgot or set password, because that would make it a lot
That
more
is something
obvious.
that is a preset. That's a general, that's used universally on the internet. It's not just something that we set those words.
Okay.
That is on, if you try to log into your Google accounts, if you try to log on to any system for anything on the internet, you're always going to get those words. Forgot password. That's just universal internet language.
Yeah, I just thought it would have, I mean, is there somewhere else on that screen you could say, if you're logging in for the first time, this is what you do, just to avoid the problem.
Well, write that one down and I'll ask Anthony. I don't believe it is something that is changeable. I think that's something that is preset, but I'll ask anyway.
Okay.
Okay, log in screen. Anything else? Any other questions? Okay, can I have some feedback from anybody about how they feel the system is going to work for them? Do you like the concept of having a login section for the members? You're all
Well, I think it's
silent.
great.
Michelle, I can't,
Sorry.
carry on.
I haven't asked any of our members or how they feel about this yet, so I can't really answer that. But for myself, I think it's going to work. I think I need a bit more time to work through that. Once I logged in and everything, I was really surprised that suddenly there was the Gmail mail in our box, and I didn't know how I'd got there, but speaking to Ariel, she explained what had happened, which I must have done accidentally, I think. Okay. I think I need more information and more knowledge before I share this with our members, because some of our members, they will find it quite daunting. So I want to be in a position where I find that it's easy to do for myself, that I can relay that to our members.
Okay, thank you, Carolyn. I really appreciate that anything that is new can be daunting, and I really do get that. And all that we have been trying to do is to actually make life easier for people. We live in a world where there is a lot of information, and we have to be careful with how much information we share. So what we're trying to do with this site is actually it still operates just as an ordinary website, but with the information that you're able to gather from it, it means that we can put things up on there that are for Inner Wheel New Zealand members only, that are not cluttering a website that is also for the general public. So we sit within our organisation in two different fields at the moment. We've got members who we're trying to educate to do something slightly differently than what they have already been doing, which is to log into a system rather than just to view a website. And taking their Google account away, because not talking about that at the moment, we're just talking about the website at this very moment. We're also dealing with a website that we want to attract new people to. So we're trying to keep an organisation going that wants to attract new women and new people that want to give service in their community. So we need to have a really good public face on our website. So that's why we want to keep the general website for the public clean and clear and easy for them to view and feel that that is something they want to be part of and belong to. But then we want to keep the back section of it where the members log in for all the additional information for those people that want it. So there are people in the clubs that are pretty much the ones that want to collect information. They need to fill out the forms, they need to gather the forms, they need to get all of that sort of information. It's sitting there for people and members to be able to go and download without them constantly sending an email to the IWNZ New Zealand secretary to say, can you send me this form? Can you send me this form? Can you send me this form? So we've got 46 clubs across the country. Imagine if she's got 46 club presidents emailing her every time they want to find a club history form. So by keeping it all there on one place for the club members to be able to log into to get it, then that makes it easier for them. The average inner wheel member who is a member that comes to meetings, that enjoys the friendship and the service and the activities that they do in the club, does not need to worry about logging into a system at the moment. They don't even need to go there. This tool is really at the moment is predominantly for the club position holders to be able to get the resources off the website that they want. And for those club members that want to join activities like this, to have some online training, then there's the ability for them to log in and to sign up and to come along to these activities. So I would say that within IWNZ New Zealand, you've got probably about 60 to 70%, probably less than that, probably about 50% of the members that, or 60 to 70% of the members that just come along to a general meeting. And then you've got 30 to 40% of the members that may be interested in finding out a little bit more information and logging in and using the system. And within that 30 to 40%, probably about 10 or 20% of them are in positions of leadership where they will need to get the resources. I can assure you that after you've logged in once, it's really quite straightforward, because most computers these days, once you've logged in once, it remembers your password and your sign in, and you can get in again. And also, if you've logged in once, then you know what you're doing, you know the process. And now that you know, and you can talk to others and you can show them that actually, if I've logged in once and I didn't save my password and I don't know what my password is, I don't need to ring Mary or email anyone to find out how to do it, because I just click forgot password and it does it for me and it sends me an email. So this system is universal of any system that you log into on any website that you need to log in for a membership. I know when I do my countdown shopping online, I'm always forgetting my password. So I'm, clicking forgot password and it sends me a new one nearly every time. So, those sorts of things, we're all learning. But we do, if we use the internet, we're logging into things constantly. So once we've done it once or twice, it becomes easier.
Michelle?
Yes.
I would just like to say that I am logged in and I have used the directory, and the directory is in beautiful large print that you can read so easily. It's bigger print than you had in your printed book, and it's very easy to use. I have looked at the library for other things, but nothing that I particularly need at this point. I actually am delighted that we now have a private section on our website, because now we really can share helpful information that only us as members need, or our leaders in our organisation need. but we can really promote ourselves widely on our normal website. This morning, I sat with 2 other members in the Remuera Library promoting In a Wheel, and several of the people said, I'll go home and look on the website. And that they were younger women than those of us sitting there, but that was their reaction. Thank you, I've got your card, I've got the information. I will go home and look at you on the website. So I think it's an exciting move and a good step forward for both public and for members.
Thank you.
I
Thank
have to
you.
say that,
Yes, Debbie.
sorry, I was going to say that I've used the directory about half a dozen times looking up people and looking up phone numbers and things, and it's absolutely wonderful to have that resource there. And I'm looking forward to getting a physical copy, but it's also so handy to have it right there and easy to access at any time. So that's absolutely brilliant, and it's great to have all of those resources available. Just a quick question, you mentioned that where everybody's names come up that have logged in, you mentioned that that's a work in progress. So I presume that how you'll sort those, because it's pretty hard to find anybody not in alphabetical order or district order or anything.
Yes, so the way that it's because what we're working with is it's a pre-built database. It's a preset database we're using. So it has particular fields that it needs to have, and then we've customized it to fit for what In a Wheel needs. So within that system, the levels that it works on are our district levels. So everybody is itemized by district level. So that was where you could see with the on it active, we could split them up by district. To take it down to the next level where we want to split people by club, that's proving to be a bit of a technical challenge at the moment. So ultimately what we want to have happen is that you look at the directory and you will look at the person's name, the club and their district, and you can sort by club and by district. So we're working with Anthony at the moment to be able to do that, but it's challenging. Like anything, it's challenging, and it's always a work in progress. So
right, that's great.
How it goes.
Michelle.
Any more questions? Hello.
Hello, Michelle, just a quick question. The forms that you're able to download,
Yes.
Are you able to then fill them in online and send them, or do you actually have to print them out and scan them and send them back?
So in the long term, I would love it that we could fill them out online. However, currently it is a PDF or a Word document you download, you fill it out, then you have to either post or scan and send. So we are looking at, in particular with the badge order form, we really would like to we'd like to have that as an online order form so that you go straight through. We trialed recently with clubs to do Google Forms for the club reviews, and also with Google and on Google Forms we are building a system for the club service records. So some of them are going to be slowly rotating over to become online forms, but we're taking our time because it's all about not scaring the members too much. So we're trying to, the intention is to make life easier for people, and it's a stepping stone process. So that will happen, but we're just stepping through the stones carefully and trying not to drown in between them at the moment.
Thank you.
Any more questions?
Can I ask a question?
Yes, Carolyn.
Ask a question on behalf of our editor who does
Yes.
our newsletters.
Yes.
How does she obviously accesses the website, and then how does she get the newsletters to all the clubs?
Okay, so that's a completely separate issue to the website. So what you've been talking about there is you're talking about through the Google account, which is the email account. So we introduced two new things. One was the Google account, one was the website and the database. So this here that I've shown you today is the website. So this is for every member to be able to gather information and to be able to use the resources. Now for the Google account, we created one for every club. And that would be something that a reason behind that is going to become glaringly obvious in a very few minutes when I take you behind the scenes of the website to show you what's coming next. So every club has been given a Google account, and that's going to be used predominantly for transferring of emails and information. Now, it's not a case of what would have been ideal was just to flick the switch and say, yes, that's going to happen, 1st of July, bang. It's not like that. There's going to be a gliding process over the next year or two to get those up and running properly. But the intention would be that your editor would be able to take her newsletter, and it might be the easiest thing is to then send it as an email attachment to your secretary or your club president or whoever is on that Google account. And then there's the list you can download, and I know it's been sent to you all most of you from your district secretaries, the list of email addresses for your district newsletter distribution list. And that's just a case of then basically cutting and pasting that list into the send, the to button on the email, and sending the email as an attachment from that Google account. Ultimately, that's where we want to get to. But that's going to be a process to get there for some clubs. So we're going to be running possibly another digital ed session to show how that happens. But I just, that's what it is. It's just if they send the newsletter to the person that's running that Google account, who then just emails it out to all the ones on the list. That's the easiest way.
Thank you. Thank you.
Any more questions?
Michelle, can I ask?
Yes.
I noticed under the required profile information that there is a user ID number.
Yes.
Does that bear any relevance to?
That's not seen by anyone or used by anyone for anything, except that in any database anywhere in the world, the way that databases operate is by a unique identifier. And that if you're on, say, your local library, whatever database you appear on in the world, you're going to have a unique identifier. So that's your user ID. That's not used for anyone, by anyone. And if you look at the privacy settings, it's not even accessible by anyone. So we don't use it for anything.
That's all right. It was just something that was there, and I thought, oh, what's that to do with? Okay, thanks very much for that.
It's just a technical system thing that needs to be done. Is there anyone here that would like to see what's coming next that we've been working on behind the scenes? Right, okay, let's see if I can do this. Right, I'm going to share the screen again. So we have our wonderful Ariel, who has been working with Anthony and myself on the website, and we you're now going to see what we see. We see a very different sort of screen than what you do. So we see the system screen, and down the side here is what the website page looks like. So this is where we navigate through all the pages. But we have down this here, these are all the pages that you don't see. So what we are actually going to be doing is when you go to the current clubs page, you just currently get a picture that says that we have the 4 districts. It will look different. It will look like this, where, and maybe another couple of pictures or so, but every single club is listed. What we are building is for every single club, a club website page that is completely managed by someone else, not the club. We have a page which gives gives a description of what your club is, what sorts of service projects you do in the community, and any information that you want to say about yourselves. And then it tells the general public where the club meetings are, what the club contact email address is. So this is why we wanted to have you all with a club email account, so that it's not going to someone's personal email address, because that's cyber security. So we've got the security within the Inner Wheel New Zealand system to deal with if we get a spam attack. We don't need to worry about that because we've got our club email addresses. It shows the location of where your meeting is, and if you have your club, your club meeting times are all there, then you can, each club is going to be able to provide some photos and have a scrolling photo gallery of just what their club is. And we can turn these parts on and off. So we can turn on or off the gallery until we get photos of the clubs. We can turn on or off the events. So let's say your club is going to host a fashion parade and you want to sell tickets to the public. Well, you can put it here on your club website page, and then the general public can get the information about it, and you can possibly even sell tickets through, links to sell tickets through the website. So at the moment, I've just got it set up for the events to go to the Inner Wheel New Zealand events page. But there is the possibility to do that. We can turn all of those off and just have the general information of the club. So for example, at the moment, all we've got for every club is just where their club meeting is. We've got no other information. So we're hoping, well, what Ariel's working on doing, I can see Hazel's there from Mount Roskill. So this is what we've got from Mount Roskill. So what Ariel's doing in the background is taking the club review sheets that everybody filled in, and from that we're gathering what are some of the charities that clubs are supporting, and we're building she's writing a paragraph about each club. We will send that to the clubs to get sign off, or for them to add to or to change, but we're going to start the process for you to make it easy, and then it's just an editing exercise for you to change the paragraph of what you want to write to describe your club, if you were to describe it to someone in the general public. So this is all sitting here waiting. We've got National Governing Body meeting. You're seeing this even before, before we've shown it to everybody in the NGB. So that's one thing that's coming from behind the scenes. I think that's quite exciting. The other thing that's coming is that there's going to be a way of entering your service records online, and then to be able to get reports of what's happening in the service projects. So how many of them, what percentage of service projects there are in each of the categories. We get a summary of, this is all fake data. We've been trialing it, testing it. So for every club, we can see how many hours they've donated, the goods value, the donations value, the total value donated. And then down the very bottom, we can keep a running tally of how many charities have been supported, sorry, how many hours have been donated, goods value, and the total amount of money donated. And then we can keep a record here of what's going to what charities, so we can see this is the charity name along here, and this is how much has been donated for each of those charities. So this is the sort of information that we can get from those service records. This is a very small portion of what would normally happen. This is just the test data that's going in there. So we're Anthony and myself have been working on this from inputting it all on a form, which looks scary, but it's exactly the same as what you've been putting into your spreadsheet. So I'm not going to show that in too much detail, but that's coming. And then we have another new page being developed at the moment, and that's for our charity for the Look Good, Feel Better. So that's just getting worked on at the moment with a whole lot of information in there. What else have we got? I think that's all the new stuff that's coming that I'm going to show you at the moment. So
It's absolutely amazing, Michelle.
who likes that concept?
Brilliant.
Who's interested to see that that's going to happen? I've lost everyone.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah, there we are. So
Yeah.
who's excited about that?
Absolutely. I think
Yeah.
it's brilliant, and it's going to be great to have all that information there for people to join, to look at the clubs, because that's not been available up till now.
No.
And if somebody was interested in the Kapiti, for example, they wouldn't know where to go to find that information. So that's really great.
I
I'm
know.
excited about that.
Yes, but it's just we want to release it when it's looking good. You know, it's got to be right before we put it out there.
Is there a time
And
frame?
we're the ones
Jo?
sitting here doing all the work. So yeah, Joanne.
Is there a time frame?
Oh, we'll be talking about that next week.
Okay.
The sooner the better, as far as I'm concerned. But you know, I can't push people too much.
We've got our district meeting in October. It would be great if we were able to demonstrate it at that, but I don't know.
That would be
whether that's
brilliant. Yes. So the aim is that there are just all the district meetings are coming up in September, October. So that would be good if they were up and running by then.
Yeah. And I think it's one of those things where if you just get people to look at what's there, then, you know, then they can get excited about it. But if they never look at it, they never have any idea.
And you know, fear is all about the unknown, and it sounds scary, but as I said earlier, once you've logged in once and you've just had a look around, and you can't break the system, so it can't break you and you can't break it. It's just a case of log in and have a look around, and then it all becomes easier. It's a big exercise we're all going through at the moment, and shifting our mindset, and having to realize that, you know, we're trying to keep two parties happy here. We're trying to keep the current members happy. We're also trying to keep future members engaged, or trying to engage future members to be able to help the organisation to grow and to move forward. So we're treading the tightrope here, and we'll just keep moving. That's what they say, is you have to keep moving, because as soon as you stop, you fall off. Any other comments? Right. 4:55 p.m. I've got in under the hour. I better stop recording.